Hi class, this is Dr. Selby, and today I'm going to briefly review metric conversions. So here are the steps that I'm going to use to convert between a metric base unit and a prefixed unit. And what do I mean by a base unit? I'm talking about our SI units such as liters, meters, grams. And when I say a prefixed unit, that's when there's something in front of the base unit. Okay, so my first step is to identify the given and needed units, and that's done by looking at the problem. So my given unit is unit meter, and my needed unit is kilometer. Then I'm going to make a plan to go from my given unit to my needed unit. Now, because this is just a conversion between base and a prefix, it's one step. So I can go from my given meter directly to my needed kilometer in one step. So then I'm going to set up the problem, and I'm going to set up the problem starting with my given. And so here I have 66.95 meters, and I need to get rid of that unit meter. I need to get rid of the given unit meter, and so it's going to go on the bottom so it cancels. And I want my kilometer on top. The next step is just to fill in numerical values. Well, this K here means multiply whatever it's in front of by 1,000. So I'm going to put 1 here, and that K, I'm going to put the meaning down here. So that's 1,000. And then you can just punch this in your calculator. And the answer is 0.0665, and our unit is kilometers. Let's try another example. Here I'm asked to convert 3896 millimeters to meters. So my given unit is millimeters, my needed unit is meters, and I can get there in one step using the definition of milli. And looking from a table, milli means multiply whatever it's in front of by 10 to the minus 3. So I'm going to start with my given, which is 3896 millimeters. I'm going to set up my conversion factor. I need to get rid of millimeters, so it goes on the bottom, and I'll be left with my meters on top. The next step is just to put the numerical values in that conversion factor. And I know I always put a 1 in front of the prefixed unit from the definitions. And so what I'm really doing is getting rid of this small m, and that small m means multiply whatever it's in front of by 10 to the minus 3. So we put 10 to the minus 3 there. And then we can go ahead and punch that in our calculator or do this math in our head. And this would be 3.896 meters. Now, life isn't always this simple. Sometimes we're required to use multiple steps, or if we're given 2 prefixed units, how do we deal with that situation? So in this problem, I am given a prefixed unit and I'm asked for a prefixed unit. And so this is a 2-step problem. And I always encourage my students to convert back to base. So we want to start with our given micrometers. We want to end up with our needed kilometers. I don't want to go straight there. I want to convert back to the base unit, which is a meter. So I'm going to go micrometers to meters, and then meters to kilometers. And I'm going to use the values on a table in order to perform these conversions. So I'm going to start with my given. I have 6215 micrometers. Then I'm going to set up my conversion factors. I want to go according to my plan from micrometers into meters in this first step. Micrometers has to go on the bottom so it cancels, and I want meters on top. And then in my second step, I want to get rid of that unit meter. It goes on the bottom so it cancels, and I want to end up with kilometers. So then what do? I put the definitions into complete these conversion factors. So I always put a 1 in front of my prefixed unit, and we want to replace this micro by its meaning, and that means multiply by 10 to the minus 6. So my 10 to the minus 6 goes here on top. Then I'm going to do the same thing for kilometers and meters, and we're going to put a 1 in front of our prefixed unit, and then the definition of kilo, we saw this on the other slide, kilo means multiply whatever it's in front of by 1,000. So we're going to put 1,000 here. Now, you can either punch this into your calculator or you can do the math in your head. So the answer is, in scientific notation, it's 6.215 times 10 to the minus 6. And our unit is kilometers. In standard notation, it is 0.000006215 kilometers. That concludes this lesson.